wanted to give you a look at the squash / melon bed. That pathway I had, the wooden pathway, is gone. You cannot get there now. Strawberries are taking over. I managed to get in there, pulled up delicata, so I could walk just a little bit. But look, it's grown out to the fence now too. It's very happy delicata. Delicata. So there's one of the blooms of the delicata. It looks like a starfish. And there are some pollinators in there. Very happy pollinating. Getting the pollen so they can come take it back and make honey. There is a little baby delicata. Little babies. Some babies. Hello, babies. There's a little baby way in the back there. Right over there. Here is a large delicata. That's going to be good. The flesh of the delicata, the skin of the delicata is, the skin is very thin, and so you slice it. You don't have to take the skin off like you would an acorn squash. You can slice it and use it just as it is. I thought I saw another one around here. I don't know. But at any rate, it is growing like crazy. Very, very happy. So the path I had behind this is now gone because I'm trying to grow them upward on a trellis so they don't take up as much space. It's growing along here. If it can reach the grapevine string, it probably will grow right on that too. Over here is, I watch my step. This right here is a butternut squash vine, and it's like, it's going this way, and the delicata is trying to go this way. And then there's a big old spider in the middle, spider web. Remember I said spider webs are good, not necessarily where you want pollinators. But you know what? It's so low, and there's no flowers around. I'm not going to worry about that guy. I'll step around him. He'll eat the bad bugs, like squash bugs. Ew. Alright, and this is supposed to be spaghetti squash. There's a little spaghetti squash, a little baby. Hi, baby. There's a flower down there, but I don't think that's a spaghetti squash flower. Let me show you what that looks like. There we go. So it's very similar to the, here we go. Very similar to delicata, but smaller. And it does have little vining stems. Little grabby stems. So I have it on just garden posts with twine just to see what was going to happen. Again, I don't know. Let's try it. You can see they get all curlicued. And they'll grab onto anything they can. So if you're going to plant squash, plural, you have to be really careful where you plant them, that they don't choke out your good stuff. So as it grows taller, and tries to escape, I try to push it back into where I want it to grow. Train up a vine where you want it to grow, and when it's bigger, it won't depart from it. Kind of like a Bible verse about training up children. Oh, this one is not spaghetti squash. This is a melon leaf. Watermelon leaf. So it is way back there somewhere. It belongs over there. Give you a pan around here. So that's what that looks like there. We got butternut growing right across the strawberry bed. Which isn't going to be too bad because all of these leaves in the once the frost comes, all the leaves are going to die back. And butternut is a winter squash. It means it's got a hard shell, a hard skin, a hard skin that will last through the winter. Summer squash has a soft skin, and that you like to eat when it is warmer time. That would include zucchini and yellow squash, delicata. Is a summer squash. Again, they have thin skins, so they don't store well over the winter. Here is a butternut vine. And here is a little, well, that's a cucumber leaf. But there is a baby. Whoops. Let me see it. Baby butternut squash. It's not real big. Not real big at all. Not yet. It's getting there. And what I have to look up, I have to just figure out what color they're supposed to be when they're done. I thought it was like an orangey or like a yellow orangey. Because, oh gosh, I have to be careful walking. You can see my path is gone. And let's see, are they going to help themselves to grapes as well? Maybe. Maybe. The grapes I took off. The plant came with grapes from the store. And it was recommended that I remove them, so I did that. Oh my goodness. I got to put some cardboard, more cardboard over here to get rid of these weeds. Because remember that weeds provide a good place for critters to hide out. Critters that want to eat your produce, your beautiful produce. So if you don't want the critters around, you need to keep the weeds down. And the critters could be rabbits. It could be not squirrels so much. They don't hang out in the weeds so much. Could be rats, mice, voles, possums. The other thing that goes on with the weeds is that's where the mosquitoes like to hang out because there's lots of water. They can multiply, reproduce. So when you go out, your gardening experience is a lot less enjoyable. But if you're going to go out and there's mosquitoes, at least put on some bug spray. Pretend you're camping so you can enjoy it more. Here is the fig that was only this stick when I planted it. And it's grown that much. It's a Chicago hardy fig, H-A-R-D-Y, which means that it lasts over the winter. It's supposed to last over the winter. I might put a burlap around it because it was going to get real windy down this section of the garden. It's wide open space, pretty wide open. And so the winds could collect and the cold could collect. So I might try and put some protection on it. Alright, so I do have some watermelon. It's got lots of flowers. I haven't seen any little fruit yet. And I do have some cantaloupe. Lots of flowers. Lots of new growth coming out. Lots of these little twiny vines. Probably with this, might go try that. Maybe I could make a trellis like I did for the zucchini. Not zucchini, for the delicata. Maybe I could make that for these guys too. But they're melon, so, I mean like cantaloupe, so they're going to be pretty heavy. Not as heavy as watermelon. But they are going to be heavy. Some people like to make like slings for melons so that they keep off the ground and they don't like fall off the vine. I don't know. This lazy gardener might be too lazy to do that. I'm not sure. I got to give it a little bit more thought. I wanted to show you a butternut squash flower. Oh, here's some more watermelon. It's just doing its thing. I did move it a couple times to put it where I wanted it to be. It's trying to decide. It likes the yarrow better. I'll put it over there. And this one, can I move it? I'm gonna move. Not really. I'll leave you there. That's fine. But this one can grow up as much as it wants over here. I'm just not going to have a pathway. So when I come out to pick things, I'm just going to have to be careful. Just have to watch my steps. So like I step here. I step here, like under the vine. And don't crush it. Step here. See how the wind's blowing pretty well? I mean, it's good for circulation. Because you want circulation so they don't get mildew and things like that. And they dry off really well. And they can make food better that way too. Alright. That vine doesn't look happy, but by tomorrow it's going to be all perked up and do its thing again. Alright, again, you want pollinators in your vegetable or fruit garden, plant for color. Plant color. Ignore the weeds. Look at the color. Plant color. Get off my leg. Thank you. And then you're going to attract the pollinators to come to your fruits and vegetables. Now this guy, I can't move him really. I can move him that way. He is running in. It could be she. I don't know. It depends on what it feels like for the day. Is running into this one, which is a butternut. That's butternut. That's butternut. And there's a little cucumber beetle, and I just go fling and just knock it off. It probably doesn't do anything to it, but it's satisfying. So, and I did try to make a path from here to go around here so I could enter the orchard area. But the monster butternut is just taking over. Okay, let's see. Step carefully. Step carefully. Oh, goodness. I want to show you what it looks like. Peekaboo. Okay, here's a little baby butternut squash. Where'd it go? Looks like he's wearing a hat. Little baby. And a little bit bigger. And I know I've got a mature one, or almost mature one, on, like toward the center. I just don't think I can get to it. Let's see. Can I even spot it? Probably not. Let's try. Let's try to get there. Just watch your step. Well, I'm going to watch my step. You don't have to. You get to just make fun of me making it through here. Because it's a jungle out here. The flowers. Shoot. What'd I do? Shoot. Okay, there we go. So, the flowers are huge for butternut. There's one of them right there. Can you see how large it is? See how big that is? Compared to the bee, they're huge. Now this is interesting. Looks like a squash bug that's dead. Haha. Maybe a spider got it. That's why I don't stress too much, because I have so much other wildlife insects that can take care of problems that I'm not going to get all bent out of shape over stuff. I don't plant one crop, which is called monocropping, and I don't use insecticides. So we got a lot of different things going on in here. Shoot, where'd it go? Now, if somebody took off with it, a critter, that would be sad. Ew, look at this. Here's an infestation of newborn squash bugs. You see them? They're gross. But I'm going to let them be. Rats. I think it's over there. Alright. Well, here's a bigger one underneath here. But it's not the one I was thinking about. I think because butternut squash is a winter crop, or winter squash, I think I can let the vines die back and then collect the squash. I could be totally wrong. I'm sure there are people that know better than I do. But at any rate, here is my squash bed. So for now, I am going to bid you good day. You see all the pollinators? That's what pollinators do. That's why you plant a pollinator garden. It's not just so that they can pollinate and move on their way. It's so that you can grow food. The food for the animals results in food for the humans. Imagine, if you really love people and you want to feed the hungry, imagine if you started planting just a little bit of food along with your pollinator gardens. Imagine what you get from that. What if every just pollinator gardener planted a little bit of food, and then they could give it to their local shelter, their local church, you name it, wherever they choose to. That would be super cool. Imagine if people who plant just vegetables or fruit also started including pollinator flowers. Imagine how their production would go up. Uh-oh, you know what's missing? Is my, my white oak. Baby white oak. Oh, no. I have to make my way over there somehow and save it, rescue it. There's a little leaf. Because the butternut is trying to take over. At some point, this thing's going to be tall enough it won't matter. But right now it might matter, so. Alright, so this is the melon and squash bed. One of them. I figured I'd give you a show of this. Alright, this is Tammy Lowe, the Lazy Northern Gardener, signing off. Remember to learn and grow. Learn and grow.